Hello VFX community. It's me, Tristan, the crazy VFX guy. Or some of you may know me for my sport videos or caving videos. Well, it doesn't really matter. You may know me from YouTube, basically. And today I want to do a little tutorial on explodable skeletal meshes because this is a topic that has never been touched really within the VFX community or done a tutorial about. And that's why I wanted to share with you this very valuable information. So as you can see here, one of my enemy types, and in specific I want to focus on these explodable meshes. So the pieces that explode, and you can see it works with the animation, so it will align to the joints. And yeah, I asked on YouTube. Actually, I showcased the effect on this enemy, and I asked on YouTube if people wanted to see a breakdown of it. So wait, why is it not working here? Okay, yeah. And I asked if they wanted to see a tutorial on this, and of course people immediately replied, so I knew I had no choice but to create the tutorial. So let's focus on this enemy, and let's directly dive into Houdini. Okay, so in Houdini, I have imported my skeletal mesh with the FBX character import. And if you want to follow along, you can download this mesh from the download link. Although one side note, this one can only be used for educational purposes. So that means this cannot be used for portfolio or commercial purposes or be shared anywhere online. But of course, the entire setup can be used on any of your skeletal meshes. Okay, cool. Then after I import it, I grab the rest geometry and then I added in a delete. Why? Well, because I want to delete these annoying Maya curve meshes. I don't know why, but they get imported. I just select everything and then say delete selected. Then I drop down another delete, because then I want to focus on the objects that I really want to explode. And the reason why I'm not keeping everything is because some pieces are not necessary, but also some pieces, they are not closed meshes, or yeah, it really depends. Or it could be that it has multiple skinning weights, but we can of course still override skinning weights if you want to. But in general, like for example here, it's actually cool that if we can see also the explosion of the core coming through. So in the end, it's fine to also see some pieces pop out, because the explosion is also gonna fill up the gaps, you know. And we don't want too many pieces either, because but it although this is purely on the GPU, so in terms of optimization, it would be fine if we even have more pieces than that. Okay, so now that we know that, we then drop down a split. And the reason why is, well, I want to rename each piece. I want to give it concise naming. So that's with this node. As you can tell, I select pieces and then I give them names. But here it comes. If I go here and select, as you can tell, I split from these selected plates. And the reason why is because I can then just use a connectivity node to then generate names faster, because those are 11 pieces and now it will just do P01, P02, P03 automatically, which yeah, basically means I have to create 11 less slots. It saves me some time. Yeah, it's just me trying to work fast. So that may appear confusing. If that does, then you can just do everything in one node and then just bypass the split or remove it. Okay, but anyways, we see if I exit out of that selection, if I focus now on this node, we can see now all the plate pieces going from 0 to 11. And then the reason why I am then doing, there's some more separate plates, but why I'm doing that separately is because they also have extra compound meshes, like you can tell. And the problem with the connectivity would then be that it creates a new mesh, and I'd prefer if this one stays attached.
and that's why I then do these separately. And then if I focus on those, you can see plate 12, plate 13, plate 14, and that's that. Oops. Okay. Then I merge back everything together. And as you can see, I also removed all the antenna-like exhausts because we can just keep one and then instantiate it, because we're gonna spawn each plate attached to their corresponding joints. So now we can just attach it there and then just play with the scale. You're gonna see it's gonna be quite easy to do actually. Okay, cool. Now if I drop down a for each, and if I loop based on the piece attribute and name, and then set it to single pass, and then preview from there, you can now see we're scrubbing through all these elements. Wonderful. Then what we want to do is move each piece to their 0, 0, 0. But not only the translation, also the rotations. So we want to undo their bone transforms. And it's not easy to do, but I found a solution. So we have our capture pose and our animated pose. So we basically want to remove the animated pose. So we're actually gonna animate the pose. Yeah, even though it's both in T pose, but now we're gonna move all the joints to 0, 0, 0 and remove the rotations with this piece of code. I'm not gonna explain you the entire thing, but it's basically loading in the matrix. I mean, this could be simplified. This could just be like that, add transform, but that's fine. Here as well, it could just be, I'm not gonna do that, but it could just be add transform. You see the deal, right? This is not, it is written too fully, but here at least this is the important bit. And we're basically extracting the transforms and then rebuilding our new matrix, and then resetting the transform for our joints. So now if we connect everything, and let me just disable this because I will come back to that in a minute. So now it's taking the meshes, the renamed meshes, and then bone deforming it. And now you see everything has been moved to 0, 0, 0. Pretty awesome, right? And now the question comes, why do I have these? Well, if I start to observe with the for loop each piece, we're gonna see, oops, what happened with my shoe? And the main reason why the shoe has shrunk in size is simply because if I reconnect this one here, and then if I go to the points level, and if I scroll down to the bone capture regions, we see joint, ankle, toe. Oh, so it has multiple skinning. So, you know, that's not ideal, but in this case, we could just override 1 and then set their value to 1 and from the other affected joint back to 0. So that's what we're gonna do here. But I noticed in Houdini, I don't know why, but this node keeps resetting itself over and over. Not too sure why. But let me show you. First of all, I split based on the name attribute foot, because we have created that one here, foot. And so now you can see the output. And then this is the foot. There you go. I've selected it. And it's already complaining. I'm not too sure why. But if I enter, you can see, look, the skinning weights have been reset, even though I set the weights to 1, and it seems to reset, and I'm not too sure why. But if I exit out of it and if I play with it, look, now it's doing this weird thing. I'm not too sure why. If someone could explain me, that would be amazing. Look, and now skinning has been set back to, and now if I would, you see the shoe has been moved back to 0, and then also the skinning has been fixed. And then I did that also on another piece. It is this one. Because that piece, if I can show you, I can scrub through it. Let me just give me a second to find it. Yeah, here it is. Look, that piece from the knee has been moved, but it should be here. So we need to override the skinning weights again. So this one is what I have here. Let me show you. And you see, look, it's already doing that thing. It's quite annoying, but you'll find it solution quite easily at some point. Look, again, skinning, not too sure why. If I press escape, okay. If I enter, this looks weird, it's not too sure why. Then if I click it again, oops, okay, good. Now press enter, no, exit, okay, good. And now, okay, it's still not working. Ugh, yeah, it's not fun to work with. Look. Let me see, try one more time. And the reason why I'm doing it like this is because for some reason, yeah, look, Houdini doesn't allow you to do it with an attribute wrangle. You cannot just override these. It's a string type. It's a struct type variable or something, and I wasn't able to extract the data, and I also couldn't find anything online about it. But if someone of you knows about it, oh please share it with me because I really want to know. Okay, but I would say experiment with it because I could be wasting my time here. Look, it's again. Let me try one more time. Oh wait, yeah, I was using the wrong name all the time. Damn it. I'm so sorry, guys. Wait, if I undo it, all my steps. Yeah, clearly. Let me just reload the scene real quick because I forgot which name it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the leg, and that one is the toe. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so it should be the leg. There it is. And then if I exit, well, you know what? This works, and I'll let you mess around with it. But then I scale it by 100 because in UnrealEngine, and then I also rotate because in UnrealEngine is left-handed Z up, whilst Houdini is right-handed Y up. So we basically just want to, yeah, rotate by -19 in the x-axis. And then I pack everything. So I pack everything with this name attribute, and that then brings everything together into a one single FBX. And then here you can see I gave it a good name, SM VFX DrillBot FBX, and then I set it to build a hierarchy from path. And that's that. Then I render it out.
But before I end this video, maybe you might also be interested in some other of my Houdini VFX tutorials, such as this Blood Splash VFX created with Houdini. And this is a completely free Houdini tutorial series on how to create Blood Splash VFX. And then I'm also diving deeply into the optimization on how we can fake the VATS method, and we will also learn how to create these 2D sprites and such. And then you can easily just follow along with these 3 videos, so you don't need to download my Gumroad project files. But the benefit of it is that it comes with 10 different variations of Houdini project files and also the Unreal project content files with many different assets. So yeah, it can definitely set you off and help you create many more variations out of it. And yeah, sadly, all this effort of sharing my experiences has not yet been very profitable for me. So I would really appreciate if you could leave a comment or a review, because that would help me motivate to keep going. So yeah, thank you guys, and see you in the next one.